Hello, everybody. I am the official urban therapist. Welcome to this another episode of Lunchtime Conversations. Now, today on this episode, Urban is going to talk to y'all about something that's really important, really important on my heart, and I just really need to talk to y'all about this. All right. As y'all know, we're getting ready to enter into the holiday season right now. One of which, one holiday we get ready to enter into right now is Veteran Day, which salute to all the veterans out there who serve our country. And I appreciate everything that y'all had did for our country to help protect us and also your loved ones as well. So salute to that, first of all. Secondly, we get ready to enter to Thanksgiving and Christmas. Now, if you was paying attention to my live yesterday, and I was talking about that, I was talking about depression yesterday. So if you didn't want to watch that live, I highly recommend that you tune in and watch that live that I did last night. All right, and also share it out as well too. That was a very important live that people need to hear. All right. So as we're entering into this holiday season, one of the biggest things that I also notice is that we have the tendency of looking down on the people who are less fortunate than us. Let me say it again. We have a tendency to look down on people who are less fortunate than us. Well, what do you mean by this, Urban? What do you mean? Have you ever been driving in your car one day, and as you're driving your car, you come up to a red light? You come up to a red light, and then you notice a homeless person holding up a sign. This homeless person who's holding up a sign, you look at him, right? And what do some of you do? Some of y'all will either raise your windows up. Some of y'all will even lock your doors. Some of y'all will even look and turn to their homeless person with instantly critical and judgmental eyes. You just need to get a job. I can't see how I'm in that situation. I can't see how you in that situation. And you begin to critically judge that person and not understand where that person came from in order for them to get to the point that they're at right now. Could it be certain decisions that they made that got them there? Absolutely. Is there certain things that they need to be held accountable for? Absolutely. 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 But who are we to sit up there and have a critical eye on these people? Who are we to judge? Who are we to look down upon the people who are less fortunate than us? Who are we to look down on people who are homeless? Who are we to do that? Because at the end of the day, we're a one job layoff for being in that same situation. We're one breakup away for being in that situation. So hell, we're even a pandemic of being in that situation. So who are you to sit up there and critically judge that person without getting to know their story or their situation? Today on this lunchtime conversation, we're going to have this tough conversation about how do we treat the less unfortunate? How do we treat the homeless? Especially during this time of year. Especially during this time of year. How do you treat the homeless in your area of town? I want you to honestly answer that question. How do you treat the homeless in your town? Do you treat them with respect? If it's an opportunity for you to be a blessing for them, do you want to be a blessing for them? Whichever way you can possibly. Or do you look down on them, thinking that since you're in a situation and you're doing good, then they should be like you? If that be the case, and if that's your mindset, how dare you judge them like that? How dare you think that you're better than them? How dare you thinking that you're more superior than them? How dare you? So before I go further on, I see a couple of people who dropped in right now. Let me go ahead and acknowledge real quick. We got Money Boy Trey in the house. I appreciate you, boy. I appreciate you, boy. Steak up. And we got Miss Keisha in the house as well. I appreciate you tuning in as well. I appreciate it. Appreciate that a lot. And we also got some people that are tuning in, watching me from Twitter and Facebook as well. I appreciate y'all tuning in as well. Now, once again, I don't know what be going on with the Facebook universe, but I'm now watching my live on Facebook as well on YouTube, so I can see everything that's going on. And so I see that the video kind of cuts in and off on Facebook. So if y'all continue to have that problem on Facebook, by all means, come to YouTube. Come on to the YouTube family. We'll welcome you in with open arms. I'm just saying. But anyway, back to the top of that hand. Back to the top of that hand. When I was in ministry, right, one of the biggest things that I actually did enjoy when I was in ministry was when I participated in outreach ministry. I love outreach ministry. Out of everything I did when I was a part of the church, I love outreach ministry. The reason why I love outreach ministry so much is because we get to go out into the street and interact with everyone. Interact with the people instead of being trapped in that building all day long. So I love outreach ministry. I love going out, and I love serving people who's less fortunate. I love doing that. And within the outreach ministry, I've been to a lot of shelters. I participated in a lot of shelters. I've been part of street ministries and all kind of stuff. And that particular thing, I love it so much because of the interaction. I get to just talk to people and interact with people. And I love that so much. I love that during that time, that's when I was a quote unquote associate pastor at that time. So I love going out and just talking to people. I love that interaction. But I remember the times that I went out there, I didn't like the people who was with me doing it. Because I used to go and link up with different other people who was part of different other ministries as well. And it used to be me and a whole team of other people from different ministries or from different other sectors and stuff, right? And we all combine together and we go out to these shelters and everything like that that's going, what I'm saying, going and interacting with people. The reason why I didn't like that is because I didn't like their approach towards the people who was interacting with. Their whole approach in intentions was this. First of all, they was going out to see if they could recruit these people who are homeless. That was the first part. See if they are in a certain condition where they can be recruited so they can be a part of their ministry. I did not like that. Second thing that they did that I did not like. The second part they did was that when they do go out, they're thinking that everyone out there do not believe in God. So they just made it their whole mission to preach a salvation message to everyone out there who was homeless. Thinking that everyone out there don't know nothing about God or who God is or anything like that. And I hated that. I hated that. So they'll go out there, they'll be separate passing out these brochures, and they'll be separate talking about, hey, do you know who God is? Do you believe in Jesus as your Lord and Savior and all these other crazy stuff? Like, people do not know who God is. Everyone knows who God is. Everyone knows something about religion. And I did not like that. I did not like that they approach people like that. As though, since they're in a church, as though they're sitting under a leadership or a pastor or whatever, they approach people as though they don't know who God is. And I did not like that at all, period. So I remember one day, I went out again, linked up with these people again, and I forgot to mention this too. The people who I was linked up with, it wasn't us who was black. I linked up with some white folks. Majority of them was white. It was a very few of us who was black. And here's the other trip part about this is that they was going into the southern neighborhoods and stuff where the shelters and stuff was there. That's where we was going to. That they felt that it was poverty, low income, while the shelters was at. They went into these neighborhoods. So I linked up with them, and we was going to these shelters and stuff like that. One day, I had got so fed up with them treating people the way that they treated them. I had got so fed up with that. I got so fed up with it until one day I had to check them in front of the person who they was talking to. I had to tell her, hold up, man. Why do y'all approach everyone as though they don't know who God is? Why do y'all do that to people? Like, why? Oh, well, we're practicing the Great Commission of the Holy Bible. The Great Commission of the Holy Bible said that we need to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ to everyone. But you're not answering my question. Why do you feel that these particular people do not know who God is? Why? Why do you feel that way? And they could not answer that question. They could not answer that question. So I had to tell them, look, how you just sit down and actually talk to them, not trying to, as you say, witness to them or whatever. How you just really just have a conversation with them. Just have a conversation with them. Oh, well, we don't have a lot of time to have conversations like that. I'm like, brother, y'all out here for the wrong reason then. Ain't even no point. You're better off being in the building that you're at, in your church building, if you feel that way towards people. Because when you out here in these streets, this is not what it's about. And that's why people don't accept you. That's why people don't accept your message. Because you're looking at them from a critical eye. You're looking at them with a judgmental eye. That's why. And this is why a lot of people fall away from the religious viewpoints of the church. Is because of that. Because of that very reason. So I had to show them and teach them how to just communicate with people. I had to show them that. So I became the living example, and I showed them. I just walked up to one brother. I just walked up to him like, "Hey, brother, how you doing?" And of course, immediately, that person would cringe up because they know what's coming. They know that, oh man, this dude finna great talk to me about God. I don't feel like hearing this. This is not gonna help my situation or nothing like that. But I came up to them with a different energy. Why to say, "Hey, what's up, brother? How you doing?" And we just talked. And the more I communicated to him, just talking, having a normal conversation, the more I communicated to him, the more our conversation opened up, the more he opened up, and he began to start sharing his whole life story. Tell me everything that went on in his life. Told me that he ended up in this situation because at one point in time, he had reached a status in his life where he was happy and content. He was working for a Fortune 500 company. Was actually a PhD in engineering. But guess what? He ended up losing his job because the company ended up flopping belly under, and he ended up losing his job. And as he was going through his process of losing a job, he lost his house, he lost his family, he lost his wife, lost all these things. And this happened he told me all this happened within a 3 or 4 month time. Within a 3 or 4 month time. And then he was saying like, man, I try my best to go out into companies and they see that I got a high level degree, and they know they got to pay me at a high rate. So they'll say that I'm overqualified. They're like, man, just imagine that you just spent all this money going to school, you spent all this time getting your PhD and all this stuff there, and nobody don't want to hire you. He's like, man, I got so desperate at one point in time, I even was trying to get a job just at a fast food joint, and they told me that I was overqualified. I couldn't do nothing, bro. Then he asked me, he's like, bro, how would you feel if this whole situation were to happen to you? How would you feel about that? I was at that moment, I was speechless. And I gave him an honest answer. I told him, bro, to be honest with you, I have no idea how I would feel. Because I never been in that situation. So I don't know how I would react to that. But I can imagine that that's going to be a very tough situation. And as we was talking, the same people I was telling you about, they was looking and observing the conversation. And not at one time we spoke about God. Not at one time I tried to quote unquote quote scripture to this dude or nothing. And as the conversation progressed more and more, at the end of the conversation, this dude said this, and I never forget this. And this is the reason why I'm sharing y'all this story. I never forget this. This dude told me this. He like, hey brother, you know what? Out of every people that come out here to the shelter every single time, you are the only one who literally just took the time out and just to listen to my story. You are the only one who did that. And that let me know, and that gives me hope, even though I was feeling hopeless and stuff, that gives me hope that at least one person cares about me enough to take time out and listen to me. One person. And so I looked at him, brother, gave him dap and stuff like that, even gave the dude a hug and everything. I like, hey, bro, I just want to be that living example out here, let you know that there are people that care about you, man. And the matter of fact, I want to encourage you that Look, you're very intelligent, you're very smart, and you just landed into a situation. Things is going to work out for you. Doors is going to be opened up for you when the time happens. But don't stop. I know it's tough, and I know it's difficult. But don't stop. Don't give up. And then at that time, I had my own cards that I was passing out. And so I gave that brother one of my card. I like, hey, look, whenever you in a situation, whatever, reach out to me. And that was the conversation. That was the conversation. And the people around me, they was looking amazed, but looking still judgmental at the same time because they seen something different. So my question to y'all who are listening right now, what have been your interaction with the people who are less fortunate than you? Have you ever took in the time and the opportunity to at least speak to someone who's less fortunate than you? Have you ever took the time and the opportunity to just listen to what they have to say? A matter of fact, have y'all ever took the time and the opportunity to at least visit a homeless shelter in your area? And not visit because it's the holiday season and you just want to feel good about yourself. I'm talking about literally going there with a purpose. And the purpose is for you to go there and be a blessing to everyone that's there, to be of service to everyone there. Have you ever did that? Have you ever took the opportunity to go to shelters and stuff just to be of service and just to listen? I did it several times. Normally I do it a lot. Just like I stated last night on my last live, the only time I haven't did it was last year, is when we was going through that pandemic. But the year prior, guess where I was at? I was at a homeless shelter during this time of year, being of service, serving out food, serving out drinks, donating my time and everything else. Not so I could feel good. It's because I honestly understand where people is at. And to furthermore have conversations. I had so many conversations with so many different people from so many different walks of life. And the end of the conversation always in the same exact way, where people just appreciate someone just taking the time just to listen. Sometimes it don't even be about you giving money or giving food. Sometimes it just be about you just giving time. Sometimes that's what it does be about. You just giving time. I want to share this also with y'all too, just to give y'all a reality. And I tell this to everyone, but I want to give y'all a reality of y'all situation, all right? Especially for the ones who feel like that they should look down on the homeless and should talk about them and feel like that they're better than the homeless, right? Here's a reality for you. Here's a reality. In reality, do y'all know that the homeless people is way more fortunate than you are? What, Urban? How's that so? How's the homeless person way more fortunate than me? I got a house, I got a car, I got all these different things. I got a job. How's the homeless person way more fortunate than me, Urban? And I love to prove things to y'all. I just don't be talking. I love proving stuff to y'all too. The reason why the homeless is way more fortunate than y'all is this. Many of y'all right now, I'd say everyone, every last one of y'all who are watching right now, I guarantee that every last one of y'all who are watching right now, every last one of y'all are watching right now is living beyond your means. I guarantee it. Every last one of y'all living beyond your means. Meaning that you only have a job to sustain your basic necessities, and that's it. That's it. Y'all either paying rent or mortgages. Some of y'all, if you are paying mortgages, you're paying taxes as well. Property taxes. Not to mention you're being taxed with your paycheck as well. They take out taxes with your paycheck as well. And by the way, since I'm mentioning about this, do you know the real reason why they take out them taxes on your check is because they're still following the quote unquote Bible principle of taking 10% out of your check? Tithes. But that's the government way of doing that. Because yes, your government do believe in God. Even though they may be doing some wicked stuff with it. But yes, that's the reason why. They're taking out 10% so that could go towards different agencies and programs to help the homeless. That's the reason. And then the other part, as you're saying, is for, Social Security and all this other stuff too. But that's either here nor there. But yeah, y'all paying rent, y'all paying mortgages, some of y'all paying car notes, some up here paying on cars that you could barely afford. Y'all paying insurance. Y'all have to pay for food. Y'all have to pay for utility bills. So therefore, you're pretty much living beyond your means. You're, just like I said earlier, you're one paycheck away from being homeless. One paycheck away. And I'm talking about the average person. Because majority of people who are listening to me right now, you're more likely considered as a middle class citizen. You're not considered as a wealthy citizen who are in a high income bracket. The majority of y'all listening is middle income people. So you're one paycheck away for losing that house, losing that car, everything. But however, on the homeless people side, they don't got them problems. They don't worry about no mortgage. They don't worry about no rent. They don't worry about utilities. They don't worry about clothes. They don't worry about food. They don't worry about taxes. Wanna know why? Because people like me and you is helping take care of them. Is it a bad thing that we're doing that? No, because that's part of our divine purpose. Part of our divine purpose is to each one teach one. Part of our divine purpose is to help each other, especially when you're in need. That's what we're supposed to do. So they don't have them problems. They're not worrying about if they can pay their bill next month. They're not worrying about if the light's going to get cut off. But yet there's some people that look down on them as those that they're just better than them. How dare you? How dare you? And I'm going to tell y'all this. As your brother, you are not better than the homeless. Period. You're not better than them. You are not better than them. Period. So get it out your head Get it out your mind, because you're not. Because you're not. You're not better than them. And I just want to give you that reality check. So the very next time you drive in your car and you stop at that red light and you see either a dude or a woman holding a sign up, and you trying to be funny and locking your car doors up and raising up your windows and all this stuff, I want y'all to think critically and hard about that. Think about that. Think about that. That could be you holding that sign up, trying to figure things out. And here's another one your quote unquote brothers or sister as they pull up to the light and do you the same exact way. Roll the window up, lock the door. Because, like always, and I always say this, I believe in the principles of the universe and I believe in the principle of karma. Karma always come back around. Whether it's good or bad, it always come back around. So I'm encouraging y'all, if you want to receive good karma, or if you want to receive good blessings, or if you want to receive good fruits, you have to produce good fruit. You have to produce it. Which this is dealing with accountability about you. You have to produce good fruit. And good fruit isn't just about just giving money, because you want to know what's even worse. What's worse is a person who gives just because. What's worse is a person give because all they're looking for in return is that they want their situation to be satisfied, and not showing sympathy or empathy for no one in return. That's like the worst person you could deal with. But however, if you have a mindset, if you practice and master, you have a sympathy and empathy for people, and you give it out of your heart because you understand where people is coming from, and you know that this is a moment of time where if you believe in God, or you believe in the Creator, if you believe in the Most High God, whoever it is you believe in, that this is a critical moment for you to be a blessing for people, and this is your divine moment for it to happen, and you refuse to do that, do you know what's going to happen? That karma is going to come back around. It always does. Hence, this is the reason why some of y'all be having issues like you be having. This is the reason why a lot of y'all be having issues. This is the reason why things don't be working out in your personal life. Because that karma came back around. One thing that I can agree with the Christianity ministry is this. I can agree with them when they say a give and it shall be given. Shake down, pressed up with the cup running over. I actually agree with that. And that saying is actually a universal principle of life. It's not just a Christian biblical principle, but it's a universal principle of life. Because whatever you give, whatever you produce out there, is going to come back eventually. Whatever thing that you sow out there, whatever quote unquote seed or even energy, whatever energy you sow out there is going to come back around. Whether it's negative or positive. It's always going to come back around because that does how the law of the universe works. That's how the law of the universe works. And when you're doing things out of a clear conscience and you're doing it because you just love people and you necessarily ain't respecting anything to return, do you know how powerful that is and how wonderful that is? You're just doing because it is you. There are a lot of things that Urban do, and I just do it out of kind of my heart because that is my character, a person who I am. And I'm not saying this to brag or anything like that because I can care less because it don't have nothing to do with that nor my ego or anything like that. But I'm telling y'all this is because I do certain things because out of the kindness of my heart, because it does in my heart to do it. And I'm wondering, or y'all who are viewing right now, I'm wondering, is there things in your heart that you just do just because you have principles, you have morals, and because it is the right thing to do and it's in your heart to do? I wonder that. Even right now, we're living in a critical time right now. A critical time right now where we're seeing things that are considered bad at an all-time high. Even further so, it seems like everything is bad that we consider as bad or we consider as immoral. It's starting to turn around like it's a good thing. Ain't that crazy? It's starting to be considered as a good thing. And I know this a little bit off topic, but I remember at one point in time when men were being chivalrous towards women, and that was considered as a great thing for a man to be chivalrous towards women, for a man to open up a door for a woman, for a man to show up at a woman at a job with flowers and all that stuff. That I remember that was a good thing. But now, guess what that's called? Simping. That's called simping now. So they done turned that around and made it a bad thing. And it got so bad that even the modern day woman doesn't even accept it no more. Most modern day women don't even accept something that's simple like that no more. They say, man, get your old simp self away from here. Because they've been programmed into the modern day culture now thinking that this thing is bad when it really ain't bad. Same thing with the situation with the homeless thing. A lot of people been programmed that the homeless is just these lowest people on the planet. That they the lowest of lowest when they're really not. They just the same as us. They're just the same as us. In fact, they are us. There's no separation. There's no division or anything like that. They are us. What part of it y'all don't understand? They are us. Period. They are us. So there's a choice that y'all gonna have to make. Y'all gonna have to y'all gonna have to choose righteousness. And my mom's real quick. Could y'all get that on troll real quick? I not see somebody trolling. But it's gonna be a choice that y'all gonna have to make. Y'all gonna either have to choose what is good and perfect and righteous and what's morally correct, or y'all gonna have to choose how the way the social norm dictates to you how to choose and live your life. And that's what's happening right now. Y'all gonna have to make a choice. I put it to you this way. You're gonna have to choose righteousness or not. Because I believe that each and every last one of y'all have the ability to be righteous. Y'all have the ability to be morally correct. To do things that it is morally right to do. Y'all have that choice to do that. So I'm not on here to try to manipulate your choice or to try to persuade you or anything like that. At the end of the day, it comes on your shoulder to choose what you want to do, especially with the homeless, especially during this season. You're going to have to make that choice. You're going to have to choose what's correct. So my question to y'all is, what are you going to choose? I'm hoping that y'all choose what is right, what is going to be right, not only for yourself, but for your fellow and brothers, sisters, all right? I'm choosing that y'all going to continue on this campaign that Urban been talking about for the longest, which is each one, teach one. I'm hoping that y'all going to choose to start really looking out for your fellow brother and sister because, like I say, we're living in a critical time right now where it's going to be a point of time where all we got is each other. But we're not going to be able to have each other if we are always separated, if we are always being divided. If we always divided every single time, every single moment. That's why it's critical. And that's why even right now, Urban is critically trying to make sure that we at least understand that we at least need each other. It is impossible for us to be separated and walking alone, especially during these times that we're living in right now. It is impossible for us to walk alone. A matter of fact, it's not meant for us to be alone, period. And this principle is simple, but yet it's true. It's not meant for us to be that way. It's not meant for us to be separated. So, as I get ready to come to the close of this, I appreciate everyone who's tuning in right now. I appreciate that a whole lot. And I see y'all chats. I want to, once again, challenge y'all on a certain accountability level. I want y'all to take the opportunity to look within yourself again and just examine yourself. I want you to look deep inside yourself and see if you are this type of person that I was mentioning, all right? This type of person who critically look down on the homeless, who critically look down on the homeless and thinking that you're better than them, not knowing that you one paycheck away from being homeless yourself. I want you to critically look at examine yourself. If you are that person and you feel that way, I'm not challenging. I recommend you to work on yourself. so you can understand, so you can evolve. Furthermore, I challenge each and every last one of y'all during this holiday season to just go up and sign up for any type of shelter. Just sign up and go on work at a shelter. You can do it anytime. It don't have to be the holiday season. But however, I just challenge y'all just to go sign up. Go volunteer. Go volunteer and work at a homeless shelter. This one day. You do it 1 day, 1 hour. I challenge y'all to do that. And you don't have to go to your church or ministry or anything like that to do it. You could go on your own leisure time. Because that's what I do. I go on my own leisure time. I don't go now. I don't go with no church or ministry or anything like that. I go on my personal leisure time and just go sign up. And I challenge y'all to go and just spend time. And when you go there for the whole purpose that you want to get to know people, that you want to fellowship with people. I want you to do that. Just spend time talking to people, and I guarantee you're going to learn a lot of things about not only yourself, about people as well. I guarantee that. As long as you go in there with the correct intent in your heart. So I appreciate everyone tuning in. I appreciate everyone tuning in today. I appreciate y'all sharing out my video, sharing out this on live. I appreciate also my moderators who are in the chat on YouTube. Y'all doing y'all things as well. I appreciate that a whole lot. And before I go, let me go ahead and do, y'all know how I do. And I'm going to do my last shout out with everyone before I go. Then we're going to call it a day, all right? Earlier, Money Boy Trey was in the house. I appreciate him. And I seen Lawrence and Queen was in the house too. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all as well. I know JJ is in the house, and I appreciate it as well. And we got Miss Jessica in the house too. She was Jessica. She was over there on Facebook, but she's now in the YouTube universe. Hey, sis, I appreciate you tuning in as well too. I appreciate that. We have Miss Joy Chit Chat in the house. We got Miss Life. She's in the house as well. I appreciate you tuning in. Yes, and we got Miss Lisa in the house as well too. Thank you so much, Miss Lisa. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you sharing me out as well too. And we got my bro Mad up in the house too, Mad Militant. Whenever, just like I say, bro, whenever you're ready, I'm ready, bro. I appreciate you, bro. Who else we got? I think we got. We got a couple of new people. We got Tyrone here in the house. Appreciate your comment, bro. And I was looking at it. And we got Miss Terry. She's from Facebook. Miss Terry decided to come out and view me today, and I appreciate you showing up, and I appreciate your comment as well. Then over there on Facebook, I appreciate that as well. Then we got Miss Too Bless in the house. Thank you, and I appreciate that as well. And we got all the trolls in the house. Appreciate you for tuning in as well. And hey, we got Miss Billy. Miss Billy, it's been a while since I seen you on Facebook. Hey, welcome back. Appreciate you tuning in. And guess what? We got my bro PMP, part of my present, in the house as well. I appreciate you tuning in too, bro, as well. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you a whole lot. Let me see who else we got. Make sure I didn't miss no one. I think that's it. Scrolling. Yeah, that's it. That's everybody. I think I cover everybody. And I appreciate everyone else as well who didn't participate in the chat, but you just listening and stuff, as we call quote unquote listening in the bushes. I also appreciate you tuning in as well, and I hope the things that I was saying for you they'll help you to evolve, and they'll help you to each one teach one as well. So thank you for tuning in into this lunchtime Thank you for tuning into this lunchtime conversation. And like always, y'all continue to fight fate with faith. And I'll see you on the next live.